I was just going to ask you that. I didn't bring my stupid clock with me. Not yet. I'm going to go back in and get it.
Oh, yes, 8:02.
All right, test. I had a transmitter failure. Am I working now? Maybe not.
You didn't see it?
Yeah, you guys doubled.
Got a transmitter failure here. Is it working?
I hear you fine.
All right, I got to check a couple of things here. Sorry about that. Everything was working, and of course it sits for 2 hours and doesn't work. All right, I think I'm on.
This thing working?
Yeah, it sounds good. I'm going to make an adjustment. I'll be right back. Check a couple of things here.
I'm going to go get my clock and something to drink, and I will be back. See ya.
Okay, that is working. All right, that's working. We had a transmitter failure. We'll be back. All right, now let's try it. My transmitter failed, but I think we're working now.
You may not find us on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
Okay, the Old Tube Radio Network, real radio's glowing in the dark. I know what's happened with the control room. Everything's missing. The microphone isn't here. I think it's off screen, but you can probably still hear me. Let me move it. I know why, because it's in the way. But that's what we have to do on the Old Tube Radio Network here. Does that work without breaking anything? There's enough stuff broken now. I've got the headphones are wrapped around. It never fails. It's amazing. You never know how many wires it takes to go wireless. The Old Tube Radio Network. Real radio is glowing in the dark. Hello. Thanks for joining us. oldtuberadio.net. The video feed may be live at 27085. What is going on? It looks like somebody... did somebody break the window back there? It's just all sorts of things. But we're here. You're there. And we will commence to begin. And we got to do a 00, they're telling me, so we will do that. The break OTR, I hear you. Is that the ever popular 61 over? All right, we will get you checked in. Over.
Yes, sir.
And before we go too far, where did you guys put it? Put it way over here. All right, sorry. We got to do the 00 thing, because it is that 8-week item. Anybody that had perfect attendance on the actual list of stuff are there. The other microphone is... We're using the boom boom. We're using the boom boom mic tonight. I like that. So here we go. Got to see who's 00. There should have somebody else pick this. I should let Chet pick it, right? And he says no. Chet says his dad told him never to take a job with the word pick in it. So I will be the number picker here. The color balance doesn't look right either, because it's still sunny. The longest day of the year is coming up tomorrow. Well, look at this. Here we go. Here's what came out of the bin. SWL, and he's not even here, I bet. SWL20, Harvey from the west side, is the 00 guy for the next 8 weeks. I'm sure he's going to be happy about that. All right, let's get the roll call started. How about 00? Are you there, Harvey? He's out. He's probably one of the unknown.
I had to key up this radio. How about that? It's only been, what, 10, 15 years?
I'm writing you in on that spot, and I see we don't have... I don't have anything coming up on the video, but I wanted to get you checked in. Yeah, you're 00, so put a little post-it down there and remind yourself over.
Roger, I shall remind myself.
I will try to do that. I have wires all over where there should be no wires. We don't need that. Thank you. Handed me some water. All right, well, Harvey, I am glad you are in the air chair, and we will discuss items further. So I'll let you get back to whatever radio stuff you were doing. Over.
Roger, I shall be doing that. Thank you.
Breakout TR.
And the Breakout Terry, go ahead, over.
I'm going to need an early check-in today. Gotta go to work.
Go to work. All right. Well, to work we go. Hi-ho, hi-ho, and 40 is checked in, over.
To work in the basement. All right. I'll try to check in a little later on with you guys. I'm out.
Okay. Well, at least it's... Hello, test. At least it's cool in the basement. I need my REA meters up here to see. Let me go to the control. Thank you. I got you checked in. Okay, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the REA meter. Hello, test radio 67. It looks okay. I won't change anything. Power up. It looks good. I had a catastrophic transmitter failure right. Well, it wasn't when I checked everything. Just before I went on, I had to do a little work around here, but it looks like it is happening. 00, Harvey's checked in. We've got, and it's a new 8-week roster. So if you got the home game, you should be checking in the first square. SWL number 1 with the X in the square. And I do believe I saw Mr. OBP out early on the chat window. So let everybody let Kevin OBP know that he is 9 pounds, good modulation, somewhere around Chestnut and Herndon. Even though he might not be anywhere near Chestnut and Herndon, he's still got a good signal. SWL number 3 has a check-in from Facebook that takes us to Levon. I didn't even see if there was a old radio night tonight. When I checked earlier, it wasn't even on. So I'm not sure if we have, you know what, I'll go with it right now.
Dennis, I'm supposed to remind you to check JT in. He's visiting family for Father's Day.
Okay, well that's why I didn't see the old radio night on there. So I'll make sure JT gets checked in, and we'll do a coast to coast. We'll put the coast to coast on hiatus this week. So thanks.
Yeah, you do 29 and 54.
And 29 and 54 and all the rest, like a Gilligan's Island song. I was looking. You know what? I'm looking for Levon here. And, you know, if we're checking in Harvey, we will check in headphone Harvey, saying hello radio with respects to all, especially the real Harvey, who's right there. He's 00. So, yeah, Harvey, if you can't make it, headphone Harvey will be your proxy, but he is also checking in.
Roger.
All right, we went through 5. I'll put that on hold. Let's see. Let's go to SWL 7, Mr. Ed. Mr. Ed, who sat in the very OTR air chair ever so long ago, or not so long ago, I should say. Let's go out to Sangertown. No, let's go, Sangertown for SWL 9, Mr. Dirt Dog 982. Bet there's something going on. It's a beautiful day today. Weather was good in the morning. It's a little warm right now, but not bad at all. SWL 10 and 30. I talked to Dwayne. I was sitting here when my transmitter was working, setting stuff up, and here comes Dwayne from Idaho at like, what was it, 4:30 or something like that. So he's going to have the Tram Titan. The Titan 2, he's got a Tram. It sounded good. Checking in earlier, so hopefully we'll get some conditions. And 10 and 30 I see out there, so we've got you checked in. Another dynamic duo from 10 and 30. We've got 11 and 12. That's, of course, Dan. Dapper Dan, Mr. Cornbread from the secret bunker, the secret radio bunker. Checking in, looking dapper, feeling dapper. On summer vacation. Is Dapper Dan, are you taking summer school? Taking that radio class? How to be more dapper in summer school? You're probably teaching the class. You're the student teacher's assistant, probably, knowing all about that dapper stuff. We got 11 and 12 checked in. The crossband is up. The Echo link is up. I see Tony over there. Let's go to SWL 13. And Squamish saying hello, radio. My DX map wasn't working really well earlier, but the bands were wide open. Let me go to one of them here, the one that was working. That should be right there. And see, as usual, it's all the Midwest. Look at that, 6-meter openings, 10-meter openings, 11-meter openings. Kind of sparse here on the West Coast. I see a few in Texas up towards 6 meters. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We will be listening. Give it a try. If you are listening in, we are at 27085. That's channel 11. So listen for us, and we will listen for you guys.
Break OTR.
And the break OTR, go ahead, over.
Taking in.
2-4. All right, I've got 24 with no problemo, over. Now my now my key is sticking. See if we can get through the directed network call. Okay, we called SWL 13. We'll go out to Sankertown for SWL 14. We'll say hello to Hans, SWL 15. Good morning, good early morning to you out there in Copenhagen, Denmark.
Question?
This is a question frequency.
This week.
All right. As per moments ago, we did the drawing, and believe it or not, we pulled out Harvey, SWL 20.
Okay, I just checking.
All right, and you were in there. You could have had a replay. You would probably, had I had to eliminate, like the person didn't show up or something, you would have probably been the next one. I don't know. I only pick one. I don't pick like 5 and then just go down the list. So keep it up. We'll pick on you again sometime.
I'm game for it.
All right, and you did a good job. So not a problem there. And while you're here, we're going to get you checked in.
Okay, yeah, that's WL 37.
All right, we're on the same page, so we can do that. 37 is in, but where we are actually at is SWL 15, saying hello to Hans in. Good morning to Hans in Copenhagen, Denmark, and then also hello to someone who's not quite in our time zone, but close to it. At least he is right now, and that's Charlie, SWL 16. Thank you for making up the little tags. Oh, and there is, I think we've got a crossband here. Hello, radio from KB6GFD 13. We will get you checked in. SWL 13. Checking in. I don't know why there's always so much noise on his signal. It's probably my antenna's not right. So 13. Mike, Mr. Cobra, we got you checked in from the crossband. And he's saying, is the 77DX active, or is it a prop? No, it is active. This is the real deal. It's not one of those plastic ones or the Heil microphone. This is a true 77 DX ribbon microphone with the adjustments in the back. And in fact, I'll show you. Here it is. If you're watching the video, we're going to show you the side rejection as we turn the microphone to the side. There you go. I kid you not. And then we've got the microphone. There's the back side. And now we're going over to the side. And now we're going right back into the microphones. That's a real deal. On loan. On loan from the radio station, so I have to be nice and not break stuff. Let's go to SWL 17. Radio OG one says he can hear me in DC. Are we getting out that way? I didn't check the SDRs when I was up earlier to see where the bands were running. But hello, radio. Let's go to SWL 18. I got Mikey checked in from Facebook. Putting all the X's and squares where they're supposed to be. Let's see, we went up to 18. SWL 19 on the cue cards. They're looking good tonight. I heard they were going to change them. Did they do that? No? Haven't changed them out yet? I always worry when management says we're going to do something. We're going to do something, and it's supposed to make it better. You know that is not what's going to happen. Anyway, they are working this week. We will keep our fingers crossed. Thank you, Chet, all the way from. Where are you? Where are you these days? Are you still in Derby, New York, Belfast, Maine? I have to see what shows up now. Angola, Anoka, Minnesota. No, that's the other guy. Fresno, we got stations from Fresno, Lawrence, Kansas, Merced. Hello to Merced, right down the road. Put up the big 5-element beam. You might hear us direct. Kingfisher, Oklahoma. Copenhagen's in listening. And in the Broughton, Illinois, up there, I want to say hello to SWL 20, who checked in as 00. If you're around the back, Harvey, don't trip over anything. We've got you checked in. And I don't know why my key is sticking. Let me see. So if you don't have 21, we do have 21. We're checking them in. Let's see who checked in early. Okay, we got a proxy for SWL 64. El Toro 66. Got you checked in. Van Man says he has an amp anymore. No, he's just trying to talk. Well, talk that NVIS. I occasionally will hear myself at 5 watts somewhere. The underground bunker, deep below the Canadian Shield. We got you in there as well. Felix 91, we will get you. Tire 1, got you in there. Who else is checking in from the video side? I want to make sure we get everybody checked. Oh, there's 31. Robert and Teresa from Hendersonville, Tennessee. We will make sure we get you checked in. Looking good. Matambale he's got a musical note. He must have been singing along with the Jingle Singers. There's the Jumping Dolphins. Jake from State Farm, listening from the Pacific Northwest. We've already had some sightings, Pacific Northwest sightings, so stay tuned. They're hearing us back east. And kind of, sort of. In Chicago, he's got a Regency CB27. Warmed and rating for some conditions. That's Evil Knievel, who has some pictures. I'll check the shots. If you've got it up there, I will make sure that one gets put in. I haven't checked our incoming radios, but good. You know, I love Regencies. I'm just going through. America, Zanzibar, N9AZZ. Hello, radio. Thanks for jumping in to your digital air chair tonight. And YNC. Hello. Where are you at in California? KN6 YNC. Where are you at in Central, Northern California? Or maybe you're not in California. You know, those six calls. You could be fooling you there. Frank Dancer, greetings from Yellow Springs, Ohio. saying don't Happy Father's Day. Don't forget to remember and or honor your father. Big Rich 6520 is saying Happy Father's Day. All right, Big Rich, good to see you in there. Haven't been around for a while, but looking good. I got to be right back. I just something fell on the floor. You know, you like the way he just pops out of the camera and then pops back in. I think that's it. Boy, this sticking key is not going to be good tonight. Very warm Copenhagen. Let me check the temperature. I think I can do that. 15 is saying it's warm. It's 67. All right, well, that's Fahrenheit. I don't have the Celsius conversion. But I know what you mean. At 5 in the morning. Yeah, it ain't snowing. Partly cloudy, and it doesn't give me the hourly forecast. So that's probably what it's going to be tomorrow morning at your time at 5:18. It's getting a little warm, but that's summer. Let's continue on with the roll call. I see 128. I see you checking in. All right, here we go. We had 20 was in, SWL 21. He's visiting with family, so we'll get Mr. JT in, and we will join in Old Radio Night live and direct next week. SWL 22, are we getting any conditions from Alaska? How about 23 Skidoo? We got conditions from the coast. Or wherever he's chasing around Espresso Trucking Company. SWL 24 checked in moments ago. SWL 25.
25,
All right, thanks for sitting there in the hot Radio Shack waiting for me to get up to 25. It was well worth the effort. You're sounding good, over. I will do 70, 25, and 74, looking good and sounding good. Thanks for stopping by, as they say. Let's see if Radio G is active. SWL 27.
27's checking in live from Studio G, where I have 85 degrees and a little bit of breeze of blowing Old Glory up on top of the flagpole. Got to take her down here in a minute. Anyway, 27.
Well, you're standing. I looked over the crossband and the meters weren't moving, and then you said live. I think, well, live, but it is Studio G. You've got the coax in line. Over.
Roger. Found this old radio. Thought I'd hook it up.
Well, it's doing good. Got a good signal. I mean, we're not super close, but you're sounding good, putting a good signal, and you did the positive to the positive and the negative to the negative, over.
Yeah, I had to remind myself about that one. All right, thanks, Dennis.
No fuse changing required. Dwayne, do you do your net control on the Wednesday night net at some time, Ryan?
Yes.
All right, let's do a little promo for that for the local people. And since Skip is in, there is a Wednesday night upper sideband net on 10 meters, and the frequency is 28. 445 over.
Yes, 28.445.
All right, Dwayne is one of the net controllers. You can tell he's got a great voice and a good signal. So here locally, if you've got the tech ticket or better, join the Central Valley 10-meter net on Wednesdays I missed it too because I was working on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Pacific daylight time, 28.445. It's a roll call, but there's always a spot for visitor check-ins. And so if you're from afar, listen in. If you're hearing us, jump in when it's visitor time. Anyway, thanks, Dwayne, and you're sounding good.
All right. Thanks, Dennis.
Good to hear Studio G on. A trooper. Well, you know why? Because it wasn't 105 today. Like 85, so that makes being out in the studio a little bit better. Let's go up the street a ways where it's probably nice in the Delta Breeze, SWL 28. See what Gary's got going on. Ice cream bar in the green room. Banana splits, milkshakes, you call it. That is good. I saw that. I know all I got when I passed by, because they said you cannot have ice cream, was a little bit of water. So I reserved one of each. So I will be I will be making myself sick after the net tonight. Thanks, Gary. If you put in the good word for that, I'm giving you a thumbs up, because that's exactly what we need tonight. SWL 29's got a proxy check-in. SWL 30. We talked to Dwayne. I talked to Dwayne earlier on the tram. Sounding good from Idaho. So hopefully we'll have some conditions again during the net here.
Break OTR.
And the break OTR. Go ahead. Over.
To do this. Can I please have an early check-in? I will be back momentarily, but I have to step away from the radio lounge for a moment.
Okay, not a problem. We'll get you in now. That way, if you come back sooner or later than sooner, you will still be checked in, and there will be no wackiness. So 47 has the item of interest, and enjoy what great weather we're having, because you know it ain't going to last.
Yep, I was just cooking calamari out on the radio patio, but unfortunately I've got to ask for 30 minutes before I elaborate on that. 47.
Okay, cooking calamari, and Bozo Control is, what are you doing? He's cooking Bozlamari out there. So that's why I'm staying in here. You're sounding good. We got you checked in. Okay, and I hear 13. Maybe didn't hear me. Let me see. KP6GFD, I can hear you, 13. We're going to get you checked in. Over. All right, we got a recheck on 13, a big check on 47. I was going down the list. We were talking to Robert and Teresa out there in Hendersonville, Tennessee, checking in. You guys are having some good weather. And then this guy who has the Robin T240D standing by, but as you can hear, we're not even getting, Rob, we're not even getting the conditions from Hawaii anymore. Somebody said they were hearing us on the East Coast. I don't know. So it's anything can happen. What is it? Catch as catch can on the skip tonight. Propagation not happening. My other propagation chart. Oh, it's got an advertisement. Let me do that. Let me go over to that. And it's showing that that is so weird. Maybe it's not right. It's showing the thing as white. No, that is CW. Here's where it says the 28 megahertz. It's just not quite there, or it's all there. I'm not sure. I can't decipher that map correctly. So we'll just take it down. Just the best thing to do is listen and try if you hear something.
That's what's up with the stream.
I don't know. Let me see. Testing radio. I'm sort of listening to the incoming of the stream. It says we are streaming, at least on the video part. You're talking about the audio or the video?
The audio. It sounds like it's on another channel. I don't hear you or anybody checking in, but I hear other channels.
Oh, you know what? Okay, let me do something. One of the things I need to do is update the embed code. So hang on, I'll be right back. Yeah, see, I had that transmitter failure right at the beginning, and it messed things up. So I'm going to recalibrate the embed video. So that you may be listening to, I don't know what you're listening to. You're probably listening to the replay of 2 hours ago, so hang on. There is just so much weirdness that we have to do for this. All right, so it's there. Current video, clear, edit. All right, now it might work. Now you might have the updated over.
Yep, I'm listening to you on the phone now. Okay, I'm going to go back and relax.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's probably the replay. There are many things one has to do, and they have to do it correctly for all of this to work at 100%. And when something goes biffo, it can throw a wrench in the works. So I think we're good now. Transmitter's working, stream is working. Most of all, 27085, you're here locally, and you've got a radio, have it stand by, because we'll be talking to you in just a little bit after the roll call here. All right, where was I? Let me get back to the SWL check-in. Talking to Rob, who is trying to get some conditions from Texas that looks like might not happen, but you never know. So don't go away. Don't turn that dial yet. And Mountain Living 2 hears us on the wire. It's sometimes a wire is a good thing. And let's see, other skip conditions, same as last Saturday, southern states blasting into Chicago and Channel 11, but no West Coast. It's like you guys got short skip, which is what we have. We have up and down the West Coast. That's why I was hearing Dwayne up in Idaho, like 500 or 700 miles, but the long stuff doesn't happen. Unless it's for over the Pacific. Then it's the Hawaii, then that comes in, but I don't even hear that. All right, so good to know that we've got the other items set up. Let's go to 147 while Neil is in here. I see you in there. Find out what is going on here. Now my key's not working. Let's go to 147, get you checked in. What is happening? Cool mornings, hot afternoons, sort of like what we're having here. We've got Fresno weather. One thunderstorm from the north. We don't have that. Conditions are good at times. Having trouble making contacts. Must be getting old. No. Don't say that, because then I'll have to agree with you and say, yeah, I'm having the same no contact issue. I think it's just conditions. We're getting better. The Old Tube Radio Network, direct net roll call. Dennis in the air chair tonight, yet again. And Rob, did I get you official? Let's do that. SWL 33, that's myself and Bozo Control. Yeah, it's good to hear the honking proboscis is back. We will also get Jimmy checked in, and Captain KS and Railroader as well, SWL 34. And checked in earlier, it was Red Monkey Communications, Mr. Bill, from, he said, cool Cheyenne. I'm not sure what constitutes cool in Cheyenne, Wyoming in a almost July, but I bet it's probably in the mid-70s or less, but looks good. Thank you, Bill, for jumping in. We hope to hear you live and direct. Trying to update my list. SWL 36 is right there. I saw you, Ken. Yeah, Ken's in, 36. Thanks you for jumping in. UDX 111, 37 checked in earlier. You got an early check-in? He didn't even ask for it. SWL 38. That's Sam out in beautiful Byron, California. SWL 39. SWL 40 checked in earlier because he's down in the basement. SWL 41. What's Road Dog 507 doing in out there in New York? Listening in for the skip plan, see where it's coming in. But there it is, Orange County React, Hudson Valley, New York. Good evening, everyone, and happy Father's Day to the dads out there. Thank you. 41, SWL 42. We need to get a proxy for 42. We can do that. I can hear some skip way down in there. So 42's got the proxy. And SWL 43. And SWL 44. Ray, I heard you actually pretty good last night on the ditch banks coming through. So if you're copying me at all, I'll say hello radio and we'll put an X in the square. Over. I'm just getting word that the band is so quiet right now. If my receive ramp is going out or something. Got dual amps on. You know, I can open the RF gain up. Let me do that. That's how quiet it is. Let's go to, and Ray, you're checked in. SWL 45. So hello to Paul and Kelly up in North Fork. There's got to be. I need another desk up here somewhere. Let's go to SWL 46. What it is, I need to get the studio built. Got all that nice furniture. SWL 47, who is listening but away from the radio, we got you checked in. And Sam, I see you, 38, no conditions. I don't know if we'd ever have conditions. That would be like super, super short. It could happen though. Who was it that played at the Magnolia and Jokes back in the day? That's that piano guy. Yeah, Ray, I got wiped out again. That's what happens. I'm around the corner. I'm on the wrong side of the mountain. SWL 48. I'll get Sammy checked in. SWL 49. Oh, there's the noise. Now my receive came back. I get a proxy for Smitty and Sweet Country Mama. SWL 50. Out in Battle Creek, Michigan. Looking good. UDX 36, SWL 50. Back home from work and in the air chair, 27375 LSB. Well, listen in. We have some stations. Actually, a lot of stations around here are up on 385, but you might hear some West Coast on 375. He's saying, wishing all the dads a happy Father's Day. And get on the radio and do something. Okay. Let's go out to Sangertown, SWL 51, 305.
SWL 305, 51, checking in.
All right, sounding good. Good audio. You're making the trip no problem here into the low antenna Midtown. Over.
24, guys. You have a great evening.
All right, we are working on it. Thanks for checking in. I see Levon. Somebody checked you in. I don't know if it was you or me, but there's the 5. There's the Levon again, so you are in. The clearance, I like that. Direct internet roll call is where we are at, page 2, if you're playing the home game. Be checking in the radios. That's why we are here. That's why the Gold Tube Radio Network has been beaconing the airwaves since the mid-1980s to talk about, distribute information, look for, and chat with those glow-in-the-dark tube radios from 1958 to 1978, I guess, the Class D. Or maybe not. We got some honking big homebrew radio, or maybe something that's got the 11-meter switch fired up, and we will say hello radio. Let's go to SWL 52. Somebody said give Aaron a proxy check-in. I didn't hear any conditions or reports from the VHF contest last week. SWL 53. See, that's the thing. It is so nice. Everybody is out having a barbecue or doing something. So I imagine we'll have some when the sun goes down, maybe some more check-ins. But we will be here to take them. We'll get Bob checked in anyway. He'll probably be there. Also, proxy for SWL 54. Let's go up the hill to SWL 55.
Checking in.
55, sounding good in my neighborhood. Over. Trying to find my paper. All right, 55. We're on page 3. Thank you, M&M. Let's go, let's see, to the west. To the west just a little bit, SWL 56.
Good evening, Dennis and the net. 56, just for kicks.
All right, hope you're having a great weekend and all the things going on, and you're sounding good into the control room here tonight, so we'll put the X in the square. Thanks. SWL 57 out in central Kentucky. Just checking a few things. I think the comments that used to be at oldtuberadio.net are no longer functional for some reason. There may be some legal things going on there, but you can click on the video. If you're at oldtuberadio.net, you can click on the video to listen, or you can actually, it'll take you to YouTube where you can put up the picture if you want to do that. You don't have to do that. You can listen in. You're right here on channel 11, 27085. That's a good thing. Let's go to SWL 57. Oh, we did that. SWL 58. And a Foxman, hello, Richie, thanks. Yeah, my good DX map has got a problem. My so-so DX map, which we'll bring up here, it shows nothing on the West Coast, and it's just all along the Midwest. It's like 6-meter openings going on. So, and I think some of the people checking in said they're talking up and down, just like that. It's telling me to that way, but for here on the West Coast, you can hear it's pretty slim pickings, but the sun isn't quite down yet. So I'm thinking we get the gray line, we might have some interesting things happening. Let's go to SWL 59. And Popcorn 913. Did you bring your special popcorn blend to the green room? I see they were popping it up in those little machines. I don't know, with the glass, you open the door and a little popper thing. They got a lot of stuff in it. It looked like it had your signature kernels popping away. So if everybody starts dancing naked, we will know that you put the special Popcorn 913 blend in there. Let's go to SWL 60. Hello, Joe.
Thanks, Dennis. Evening time to all out there on the band. Happy Father's Day to those that have children and stuff. SWL 60, checking in with Jake's Bass.
Nice. The 291, the DX 2527 radio, looking and sounding good. Reports that they're hearing us in, where was that? Central Nebraska. Occasionally there's an SDR that's in Missouri. I think it's, where is it? But it's an AM, it does AM. I'll come into that. That's got a nice antenna. So that seems to be what's happening. We've got a little skip coming in. So good deal. We might have conditions. I will listen in. Fire up your radios. We're looking for Texas, Nebraska, Kansas, Anaheim, Azusa, Cucamonga. Anyway, Joe, thanks for jumping in. I hope you're having a good weekend.
Thank you, Dennis.
SWL 61, Dino checked in early. SWL 62. SWL 64, Craig checked in early at the beginning. SWL 65. I did mention you don't have to be on any list, don't have to have any numbers, no special handshake. If you are there, let us know what you're doing. Check in, say hello radio. If, though, you are within the sound of the Old Tube Radio voice, the station here, we will be checking in radios after the roll call. So we want to look for you. No prior experience necessary. First-time callers are always welcome. SWL 66. SWL 67, I saw Bill. Where was Bill? He was somewhere, but I did see you, Bill. We'll get you checked in. Hello, a whole bunch of people just came up into the balcony. They're letting you in up there. Come on down into the green room. Grab some. It's ice cream night. Rapids, Wisconsin. Who else is jumping in? Some stations from Fresno as well. Let's get SWL 68. Michael came in early. SWL 69. Ken was in early from Tulsa before we started the stream. So, Kenny, if you're watching or listening to the replay, thanks for jumping in. We might hear some of your old radios coming in tonight. SWL 70. That's Mark up in Morgan Canyon. SWL 71. Stan's in Dallas, Georgia. I see Lake Elsinore just joined us. We'll be coming to Lake Elsinore in just a moment. SWL 72. SWL 73. Somebody said get a proxy check in for John. Sometimes he checks in via the crossband. 74 is in. SWL 75. Shortwave listener 76. That's Red Fox 1 out in Johnson, Rhode Island. And MSGT from Unit 442 from Dowaglac. Is that, am I saying that right? Hello, radio. And from Glen Allen, Virginia, Wayne checking in, saying good evening. Great memories of the early days of CB radio. Yeah. When we all had to dress like this, and we took our 5 minutes of transmit time and then 5 minutes off. Read it. It's in the rules somewhere about the 5-minute rule. Chat is saying we do a lot. We go over the 5-minute rule here, but we have a purpose for doing that. SWL 77. I've got a note to Proxy 77, which I will do. SWL 78. Richard, I see you. And where did I hear you this week? I think I heard you on 40 meters somewhere. I don't know if we'll try 40 meters after the program here or not. I was getting a lot of RF in last week, but we'll see. Dan seems kind of wacky, so they're hearing us in the Midwest a little bit on the old radio night, or the old Tube Radio Network. SWL 79. No, 79 was in. He was in early. I'll get Mr. DC checked in. Page 4. Let's go to SWL 81. SWL 82.
Checking in from the Ditch Banks of Biola. Good evening.
Sounding good from the Ditch Banks. I thought maybe there is a race or something going on tonight because I haven't heard Sangertown out there, so something's going on.
Yeah, Sangertown, let's see, the kid there, he rides a bicycle and stuff like that, but there is a race on, and I'm watching it on TV. It's from Skagit, Washington, or something like that. So anyway, that's what we're watching on TV and checking into the old Tube Radio net. How about that?
All right, good deal. Wait, my noise level's low. You're hearing me, so it must be on the right antenna. SWL 82, the voice of the Ditch Banks sideband net on Fridays here in the Central Valley of California, 8 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Currently beaconing on what is the frequency? 27,365. So that's 30. Am I right? 36 lower.
36 lower sideband. Yep.
And Ron's a cool guy. He's got a great station. You will hear him for sure. He's got a good receiver. He will hear you. And if you're not on the roll call list, there's a spot for visitors to check in. So come and join us, won't you? All right. Thanks, Ron. You're sounding good. Let's go to SWL 83. And Richard, CB Magazine used to have, or was it 73 or S9 or CB Magazine? They'd have a monthly post of all the fines of, $50 and $25 and $100. And it was all for that kind of stuff, ticky-tack stuff from not sending out notice of, liability, or what do they call it, for not identifying, over the time limit, antenna height limitation, power stuff. I think they sort of nickeled and dimed everybody because, you get a 100 monthly fines at $50. That's pretty good. See, now they don't worry. FCC doesn't worry about any of that stuff. They go for the big corporate broadcasters, and they get $25,000, $50,000. They have $100,000 fines, but they're fining the people with the money, or they think with the money. So they don't seem to care anymore. Just like, okay, here's a knock on the door. Oh yeah, it's a guy with a badge. I won't jinx myself. Let's get SWL 84, 86, 87, and 88, and of course that's Cheerios Kid, Mountain Maid, Tandy Girl, and Snowy Owl, respectively. And then go up to SWL 91. Felix, I saw you in earlier on the chat, so if you're still watching, good evening, good late Saturday evening to you. If not, maybe you're watching the replay, but we do have you checked in right up there. Jimmy, hello, radio out in New Jersey, saying hello to Net Control and the OTR crew, those of you can't see, and in the green room, and anybody else stopping by tonight. Good to have you along.
Break, OTR.
And Bobo's saying the Starduster was a great antenna design. How do I know that? Because I am transmitting. I'm using one right now. A lovely little Starduster, which is basically 402-inch mobile whips configured in a quarter wave. You would think it wouldn't be all that great, but sometimes if you mount them correctly, it is a good thing. All right, we're going to get our report on the VHF contest. Hello, 52.
Hello, radio. I did break my record during the contest. 6 meters was not as good as it could have been, but 6 meters has been great this month. I have worked 63 brand new grid squares on 6 meters this month alone. So it is E-skip season. It just was a little lackluster during the contest, but hey, all for breaking our own personal records and moving ever forward. So and with that, SWL 52 is behind the golden microphonium, and I'll take an X in the square.
All right, we did get you proxied in earlier. We have changed that to an X, and we were looking at the DX charts this week, and of course last week and the week before. And a lot of the Midwest, a lot of openings 6 meters there. So I don't know if the West Coast is lagging behind, or if there's openings in the Midwest. If we, even if we don't have an opening, it'll jump through. I don't know, but I'm with you. 6 has been good. 10 has opened up pretty good. Even during the day, I'll go to 12 meters and 10, and it'll be open short hop up to British Columbia and things like that, where you would think it would not be. So you've got to be in the right place at the right time. You are sounding good. Congratulations on getting the new numbers there, and thanks for checking in. Over.
Yeah, the other fun part was working at 9 new states this month. The propagation started going up into New England, and now I have 5 left that I need to work on 6 meters. So, and 4 of them are in New England, and the other one's Alaska. So, anyways, we will keep on pressing on. But yeah, it'd be really nice to have worked all states on 6 meters. But yeah, we'll see. I might have to put up a bigger antenna. We'll get you later, Dennis.
All right, good deal. So I'm not a 6 meter guy, so I don't know. Sometimes there's if you're in a state, there's a state that's really hard to get because of propagation. And then there's the states that are hard to get because there's only 2 hams, like Wyoming. So it sounds like 6 meters is the long hop, like you said, New England, and then Alaska, which it seems like, since it's along the water, it might be better. All right, good luck to you. Ham Radio lady is listening in. She says, yes, 6 meters was good last Wednesday, the 10th, on the phone from Southern California. So how often do you get any short openings to, say, Northern or Southern California? Does that ever happen?
Typically, I can only work that short of a distance off of backscatter, and it's always really goofy propagation when you can work backscatter into those places. So it can happen, but it's sometimes hard to get people's attention because you're basically, you're bouncing into the E cloud and then back out the other, back out the other direction instead of, hopping across the country.
Yeah, and they might not hear you. They might not be listening. I've done that before in 20 meters where the guy's talking long distance and you hear him, but it sounds like, he's 20 feet away from the microphone, and you got to wait for him to stop and say, hey, point your beam like 90 degrees and maybe I'll hear you. So, all right, good stuff. Thanks for the report on that. Hello to listening in, ham radio lady who does a great... If you're doing something on YouTube or whatever, go ahead and if it'll let you put a link in there, ham radio lady, do so, because you've got a lot of good stuff on your system where we can learn about increasing our knowledge of armature radio, right, or getting our licenses. So thanks. Thanks 52, and Aaron, we will continue on here. I'm losing my place. I'm actually on page 4, where we're supposed to be. We checked in Felix. I know we did that. So 91 is in. Let's go to SWL 92. How about Mr. STD, SWL 93? SWL 95. I try not to break it here, SWL 96. In Kokomo. Sometimes on Echo Link. SWL 97 out in Boston. What is Jim doing tonight? Hello, UDX out in Sevenland. Hello to you. Not sure if we're beaconing the airwaves. I didn't check 10 meters. You see the beacons coming in? Little beacons coming in at 200 to 300, .300, then the band might be open somewhere. Let's go to SWL 98. Oh, you know what? They're telling me we have a live intro from 90. All right, let me go to that. You're listening to the Old Tube Radio Network, and here is, we'll call it again, SWL 98.
Good evening, Dennis and the group. This is SWL 98 checking in. 7-3s, everyone.
All right, we got a little late. See, now, why can't we have that here at the Old Tube Radio Network? Tracy has got his own orchestra, his own bluegrass pickers. I know. His own bluegrass pickers for the check-in. And what do I have? All I have is Bozo Control and the Honking Proboscis. So pretty cool. Thank you, Tracy. And I like the video this week. I'm on roller skates. And I'm not falling over. Now that is truly amazing. Let's go to SWL 99. Good audio, too. I want to hear the replay on that. SWL 99. Let me get Radio Randy checked in. And then we are going to go over to the Echo Link. I checked that out. I hope it's not broken. It wasn't broken earlier. Let's see if it's actually working. I think it is. Let's try the Echo Link KD4BAO. Hello, Tony from KB6GFD. Over. Tony, SW100 out in McCullenville, South Carolina, checking in on the
hey, good evening,
Echo
Dennis.
Link.
Please check in SWL 100. Good to hear you. Back to net control, KD4BAO.
All right, and I lost my screen that I need to have here, but I can hear it. So let me put that in. I lost my other video screen. I'll have to find where that went. Anyway, you're sounding good, sir. We got you checked in. Tubes on the air, about to be activated, courtesy of Tony. Thanks for that. 73 from KB6GFD. Boy, I hope it didn't turn off the stream here. I've lost the whole. Okay, there it is. It's still there. All right, that's good. Threw me off a little bit when I don't see the streaming video. But it looks like it's there. Let's go one more, and then we'll get back to the roll call here. Let's see. Let's see. Yes, Al is there. KI6CBA, hello. Albert, take a transmission, KB6GFD. Albert is out in Sparks, Nevada, joining us via the Echo Link link.
Hello, radio. Yeah, Dennis. Good to hear you all tonight. It's fun listening to the guys from around the country. And I'm also looking forward to the radios that are coming in. And I'm just happy to be here. Okay, I'm just going to sign out with that. And 73.
All right, Al, good to have you along. Hope everything is going well. Always thanks for joining us on the Quick Echo link. Let us know what is happening. 73 to you, and we'll go back to the roll call. KB6GFD. A couple of stations saying they like the bluegrass. We would do more of that. I'm just wondering if what was that? 10 seconds of. Well, that wasn't. I don't think that was Flat and Scruggs. So whoever it was, we get flagged with you're playing our song. No, we're not monetized. We'll have to do it live. We'll bring Chet. You can bring the banjo, and Charlie, you've got the guitar, and I'll bring the fiddle, and we'll just do our own live music. Then they won't hurt us. They can't touch us. SWL 102, jumping in, saying hello, radio, and what is going on your way? And then there was me. And then there was 102, that guy from Arkansas checking in. Hello, everyone, watching, listening, picking and grinning, or whatever you're doing out there. All right, thanks to John. One of our, we got a couple of stations that are very patient. They always seem to be right before some big to-do here on the roll call. Let's go to SWL 103. My receiver came back. I had to turn. I love it when I have to turn something off to make something better rather than turning something on. That always tells me that there is not a good thing when you have to turn something off. Joey checking in says, hope all is well. Everything's great. From South Carolina to Central California, we're looking good. Let me make you official up in the box there. Thanks. Over to 109, I talked to 33 earlier. Man, did he sound good? We were on the test channel, and I had the headphones on, kind of, blabbering to myself, and he came in and kind of woke me up and sounding good from up there in Auberry. So we've got 109 checked in, 33 as well. That other 33, the real 33. Let's go to SWL 110, SWL 111. Robert checked in earlier. Also checking in, where's the prop? You think this is payola, don't you? But this is a non-sponsored promotion from 007. Where it is? It's right here. Where did you go? Yeah, Extreme CB checking in and checking up and checking out, and from Ritz Crackers radio check. So there you go. It is the extremecb.com. And I'll have to check. When was that? I think that was after COVID that he was sitting here in the air chair. It's on the archive somewhere here in the OTR studios, such that they are. They haven't changed. They haven't changed a bit. Let's go to, let's see, 11's in. SWL 113. I know. It's we got to get to the radios. SWL 114.
114, checking in.
Hello, Wayne. You are sounding good into net control this evening. Once again, I put the X in the square. Thanks for joining us. Over.
You're welcome. Thank you for doing the net, Dennis.
All right, it is my pleasure. I wish I could do it without breaking things, but sometimes it's a chore. SWL 128. John's in Fairfax, Virginia, and I believe he was in earlier. Let me put the X in the square, which we have done. And hello to Rob, Greeley, Colorado. I see you in. Let's see what's going on in Greeley tonight. 68. It's nice. Do we have the shot of the QTH up there? I'm looking for it. Yeah. Okay. There it is. How can I get that in there? I don't know. think I could do it here. Let me try that. So like old school. Or do I want to do it? No, I can't do that anymore. If I do that, okay, I can see. If I do that, it'll take the video off. But Rob listening in. I don't know if we'll have the short skip. He's up in Woodland Park. Really, somewhere in there. I think that's the same thing up on the hilltop. Up near Pikes Peak. What's it, like 10,000? 8,000? Somewhere up there. Trying not to break it, trying to get through here. Let's go to SWL 131. SWL 135.
SWL 135, checking in.
135, you are sounding good. Good to have you into the air chair tonight. At least the weather isn't so wacky like it was last week, so you're sounding good.
Oh, yeah, it's actually nice out here tonight.
It is. It's been basically nice all day. So I was out doing a lot of things in the yard. And boy, am I... I didn't get a nap. Boy, am I tired. You are sounding good, and if you have a radio item, we'll be with you shortly. The Old Tube Radio Network. Let's go to SWL 145. That's Tony up in Coarse Gold. I will get you checked in, and Tony left us some questions. And Frank, looking for recommendations to get Cobra 2000 GTL recapped and gone through. Anybody on the chat? And I guess the thing to do is know where you are. I mean, there's the standard guys like Matt B and some of the other guys that are somewhere that have stacks of radios. But there might be somebody locally or somebody close by, if you know of that. Let's go to 145. Tony, we got you checked in. Neil, we got you checked in earlier. 147 out in Kakalaki. Let's see, Bobby, who has been busy this week, scoring some good radio gear and accessories. SWL 188. I think he got a good job on the tower. All right, let me track in. Someone is helping me out here. 59. All right, let's go back up. Thank you, 102. Hey, Dennis. Like Mr. Wilson. Hey, Mr. Wilson. Let me go back. I got to find it. 59. Uncle Hairball. See, that's what happens when we don't have old radio night on to keep us in sync here. It gets all wacky. I hope. Yeah, JT will be back next week. He's visiting some relatives. All right, 59. I think we're the universe is back in check. Thank you. Thank you, John, for that. 59 is there, the Old Tube Radio Network. We were looking for 188. I'll get him proxied in. He was doing good. And let's go to 195 up to Coarse Gold. All right, Jim, I hear you. Doing good. I didn't have an X. I thought I checked you in early, but I didn't see anything in the box, so I had to call you again. The way it's going tonight, I'm surprised I remembered the name of the net. OT. Oh, it's right here in front of me. I see. I like the way they put the letters on the microphone, so I won't forget. Right. Don't tell me what they did to my underwear. Let's go to SWL 223. Robert checked in. I got some emails, too. So I think I have one radio. So I'm going to approve that upload. And we will get to that. And then we will get to the questions as well. I just want to make sure. They put the approve and the delete buttons right next to each other. So if I'm my hand-eye coordination, which is not good to begin with, if I mess up, I end up deleting the thing instead of actually approving it. Let's go to, 223, get Robert checked in. And then 226, check in for Jeff, Mr. Shockwave, and anybody else. Anybody else need a check-in? Over. Who else stopped by? I say hello to 121 Boogeyman waving from the Keystone State. Also Zima 1213 or 1213, however you want to say it, 1213. How do you say that? And Frank in Santa Cruz, beautiful Santa Cruz. When we have weather like this, Santa Cruz is probably okay. When we have the 100 degrees, sometimes they're the June gloom, cloudy and 59 degrees. So hope everything is going good out in the boardwalk. All right, we're going to check a quick check of the DX maps. And then we're going to do the question. I think they're kind of amateur radio, really amateur radio related this time. And I'm still getting the same thing on the maximum usable. Why is that so bad? A maximum usable frequency map. Still right in the Midwest. It's coming over a little bit. It's heading our way. We'll see what happens. The sun is now down, and we didn't hear Hawaii. They were in earlier, so that's kind of interesting. A Heathkit CB1. Who else made a CB1? Helicopters made a CB1. Heathkit made a CB1. Those are all radios probably in the first couple of Sam's PhotoFax. 1959, 58, 59, 60. Would love to hear that. 3-belt Westie. Good deal. So hopefully doesn't have any popped capacitors, and you've got a channel 11. There's probably only one channel. You've got a channel 11 crystal in there. Tune it in. And tune us, and if not, start your own old tube radio. Right? We don't have a copyright on this thing, so start one up. Let's go to the questions, and then we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with the tube radios. I'm looking to see. All right, we haven't broken anything yet. Question number one. First question is multiple choice. What World War II radio set was used by many to get on 2... Is this the right one? June 19th. All right. What World War II radio set was used by many to get on 2 meters? I didn't think 2 meters was a thing. That would have been a very rare radio. The SCR 522, that's A. B is the ART-13. I know about that one. C is a BC-610. I know about that one. I think we had somebody with a BC-610 checking in on OTR about 30 years ago. And D, an FT-243. All right, so the answer is what World War II radio set was used by many to get on 2 meters? Is it an SCR 532, an ART-13, a BC-610, and an FT-243? All right, I'm going to guess on this. An ART-13, I believe, is a HF radio. I've talked to people on that. The BC-610 it's the size of a washing machine, HF radio. So unless you've got some type of transverter, I don't think so. And the FT-243, I think that's the throwaway question, because an FT is a Yaesu, and that would have not been around in World War II. So I think by process of elimination, I'm going to go with an SCR 522, only because of that, and two, I have no idea what an SCR 522, because we're talking about WW2 here. Bill says an ART-13. Maybe they did have 2 meters in there. The answer is A. Good. The SCR 522, which included the BC-256 transmitter and BC-264 receiver, became a vital budget-friendly stepping stone for hams entering the 2-meter band after the war. All right. Well, I don't know what budget-friendly means in that aspect, but yeah, Colin, so much for budget-friendly on that. Our next question, got to know the answer on this one. What organization issued certificates of skill? That's Sierra Kilowatt India Double Lima. What organization issued certificates of skill in radio communications before there were licenses? Wait a minute, when were licenses, like early on? I mean, W1AW and Percy Maxim, and before they had like the broadcast stations? What organization issued certificates of skill in radio communications before they were licenses? Okay, I'm totally stumped on this one. There was, what was it, the FRC? Before the FCC, there was a Federal Radio Commission or something, but see, that was in 1934. There was licenses long before that. ARRL, well, that was, maybe. When did they form that? Was that 1914? That's Hiram Percy Maxim. Department of Commerce, Richard says. That makes sense. B. No, there's no multiple choice on this one. Okay, so we're thinking about this. The organization that issued certificates of skill in radio communications before there were licenses was, okay, well, you were close with the Department of Commerce. And maybe that's what it was called. It was the Navy. It was the Department of the Navy. So were there, I guess there was stuff on ships, right? Maybe that's why. They would have a little ship to shore, stuff like that. And even in, was it 1906? When Marconi was doing stuff, there was ships out there listening. The Titanic, that stuff. All right, well, that makes sense. The Navy. Radios are coming up. I'm jumping out of the air chair to check on a few things. Nothing's blown up yet. We will be back with your glow-in-the-dark radios, the Old Tube Radio Network, right here in Central California, Channel 11, 27085, oldtuberadio.net, and a host of others. Hope you're hearing us somewhere. We'll be right back.
Testing, repeat. It works. And everybody talk.
All right, sorry about the extended break. We are back.
You may not find us on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
All right, had to take kind of an extended break there, but we are back. The Old Tube Radio Network, real radios glowing in the dark, and now it will be your radios glowing in the dark. I hope there are a few people out there. Yeah, we got the background popped up. That's a little bit better. The air chair, and what is that? They're saying, what'd you bring me? I try to go by the, very nice. Look at this. This is, what is this? What is this? This got a kick to it. Was that cranberry? It says it's a pomegranate. Pomegranate and lemonade. All right, well, see if I can get through without spilling it. This is the Old Tube Radio Network. We're at channel 1127.085, oldtuberadio.net, and we are listening for any and all radio check-ins. Over.
135, 135.
5656.
This is go for TRC 217, carport axle.
All right, we're looking good. Let me take the. Here's what we're going to do. We'll be right with 135. Don't go away, and then 56 just for kicks. But we've got somebody TRC 217 out in the carport. Take a transmission. Over.
Yeah, it's loud and clear over here. I'm sitting under the carport with my 4-foot antenna up, and everything sounds great, guys.
All right, we're here on Channel 11, the Old Tube Radio Network. We've been hanging out on this frequency on Saturdays starting at 8 p.m. for about 40 years, believe it or not. So back when you know, that TRC 217 was brand new out of the box, you dial up to Channel 11, and you would have heard us doing about the same thing. You are sounding good. Thanks for joining us. Also, we are streaming, as you probably know, at oldtuberadio.net, where there will be some type of an archived replay, and you can give yourself a radio check on the 217. Sounding good, and thanks for joining us. Over.
Copy that.
Putting good signal from the carport, like 20 over. So sounding good. Just join us, listen in. We're doing what we do best now. We'll be talking with the glow-in-the-dark radio. So before there was a 217, there were radios with vacuum tubes and crystals and 23 channels and S meters and maybe more, maybe less. 135, Mr. Green Arrow, hello.
Hello. And hello, radio. Oh, looks like my frequency has dropped just a teeny bit. Okay. Let's see, from beautiful downtown Burbank, California, and the General Radio Telephone Company, this is the General Radio Telephone Super MC11A. There are 9 tubes in this thing, but 24 channels. Back to you.
9 tubes, 24 channels. Let's go to the live photo. Yeah, General Radio Telephone Super MCLA from the collection of Cliff. 135 is what the picture says. 23 channels, and they were all included and crystalled in that radio. Maybe a lot like the TRC 217 of years later, who that might have not been crystal control. Maybe it was. I don't know. But you had to be crystal controlled on these two-way radios. It sounds good. Beautiful downtown Burbank. I was just thinking, in the last couple of weeks, we have been very shy on getting some general radio telephones. So the Burbank fans are applauding you. Back to you.
Roger. And let's see. What is this thing? The microphone is a plastic handheld unamplified General CM3. That's Charlie Mike -3 microphone. Back to you.
that is in the photo here. Let me go to the close-up, which I think I can do. And we're going to tilt up. And there it is, the Charlie Mike 3, little teardrop shape. Amazing. Amazing that it gets that loud with a microphone that looks like something that Broderick Crawford might have used back in the day. Over.
Yeah, 2150 by 10.4 and all that. I don't remember Highway Patrol all that well. It's been a long time ago. Do you or anybody else know who made these? It doesn't say anywhere on this mic. It looks suspiciously like a Turner 350 kind of mic, but it just doesn't say. The only printing on this one is where it says General and CM3. Any idea?
Well, my idea would be a guess, probably like you, maybe Turner for the win back in Burbank. What were they? A Static, Electro Voice, and Turner, probably the big three that were making microphoniums to match the radio. Put your logo on. So that's a good as any guess, and I will. We have some very knowledgeable listeners as well, so maybe one of them might chime in on the. Let me give the picture again. We're talking about the General Radio Telephone. It's a CM3. You can see sort of the teardrop shape. Is it dynamic carbon? Some of them were carbon microphones. I'm not sure. That one doesn't sound carbony, but it could be.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about that either. I probably should have checked the manual before I came out with it, huh? I have a PDF on the computer inside of the manual. Maybe it says in there. But I was just wondering if off the top of your head, or if Harvey or anybody else might know who made these mics. I say it looks suspiciously like a Turner 350, but I am not sure.
Well, and now some of the earlier, this is the later General Telephone, but some of the earlier ones were a carbon element. I can remember back, and I think we did this on OTR when Richard Cucumber had like the VS2 or something, and he could take out the element on an old carbon microphone on a telephone, an old Potts phone, and he said they would actually fit in to some of the standard issue CB microphones that had carbon elements, so you could replace and do that. But I don't think that is the case here. So that is our question of the evening, or our query of the evening, if anybody has some knowledge about that. But in the meantime, it is the one that comes with the radio, and it sounds like it goes with it because you have nice loud audio. Let's talk about the 24 channels. 23 channel radio, and it does say, I'm going to scroll down, there's the old man in the wheelchair, 24 channel, and of course we've discussed this before, that 24th channel, I'm going to scroll up to the channel selector, which is on channel 11, is the Civil Air Patrol. So how does that show up, or does it show up on the meter or on the dial somewhere?
Well, I know some of them do say like CAP, Civil Air Patrol in that 24th channel position. This one does not. This one is just blank. And I don't know if somebody did this themselves or if this particular one came that way, but this one is channel 24.
All right, because I think the standard Civil Air Patrol frequency was like 26 something. It was almost like the reverse of channel 11, like 455 down. But you're saying that one, you could go to a radio that was 27, what is it, 245, and that would be where you're at?
Yeah. I've checked it out before just to see, and I was disappointed it didn't say CAP there, because it on channel 9 it does say help, above the Channel 9. Help! But my dial does not say CAP, and well, like I say, it's not a Civil Air Patrol frequency either. It is the actual Channel 24 frequency. Strange, eh?
Very strange. Those little search says back when the Capcoms came into the 1960s, 26620 was primarily used for flight line operations in Civil Air Patrol. And then I guess they switched over to 2 meters. But yeah, so I have a feeling there's probably a one-off crystal in there and someone changed it to that, because I don't see that the 24 frequency was Civil Air Patrol, but I could be mistaken on that. Sounding good, the General Radio Telephone CB11A, there was a CB11, there was the 11A, and then the 12. It's 9 tubes, 2 transistors, because I think it will go mobile and need some type of DC to DC conversion. The 9 tubes, the ECLL 800 is the, I guess, the final, or the mic preamp 12AX7A. That's why the audio is always so good. And take a transmission. I'll find out. Go back to the screen here. I'll find out where you are on frequency with that, whatever crystal you have for channel 11. Over.
Oh, let him go.
Oh, what happened?
Somebody said break OTR.
Oh, they must have been transmitting when I was transmitting. Go ahead and take a transmission. I'll give your frequency check.
Check it in there. I'm sorry about that. Okay. 53, check it in there, break.
Yeah, it's dropped on my meter. It's dropped down to 4.8.
0848. It's just gone down a bit over time. Maybe because earlier it was like right on, 0850, and it would flicker a little bit. But it's been on for a couple hours now. So it's good and warm. We do have a nice breeze out here, but it's still probably warm for the radio, and it's probably dropped a bit. What do you think?
I think you are right on. That's right, Zero Beat at 27084.8. Our breaking station was the ever-popular legend, SWL53 Bob. I've got you checked in, so no problem there. So we don't have the Larry Cam. That always tells us true if your carrier's sort of slightly moving as the radio warms up. But you're well within the 700 cycles allowed by the FCC and sounding good. Over.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to see it on that. The SDR thing. See if there's like a little hook, when you key up, some of the radios have that. And yeah, I don't remember seeing this one on the SDR. That would be fun.
Well, Larry is down in the basement tonight, and I keep saying there may be a possible SDR link up in the future here for video replay, but I won't make any promises on that because I have enough trouble just getting the standard transmitter to run here. General Radio Telephone in Burbank. This was basically their last FCC type accepted radio in 70, 71, I think 72. They sold to Skyhawk, or is it Nighthawk, a communications company. So this is a goodie and a rarey, and I'm glad you got it.
Yeah, me too. The 12 wasn't type accepted?
My notes say that it wasn't, and I think it has something to do with they changed the final tube again, or there was probably some DC input issue, but the notes I have said they couldn't really get it correctly type accepted. Over.
Oh yeah, and this is configurable for mobile, but I never did do that. Who knows? Maybe in the future. Anyway, thanks for letting me check it in. We'll catch you next time. See ya.
All right, yeah, you'd have to have the super special DC mobile cable, hopefully with a fuse in it. The MC11As, and if you're watching the video, I'll again zoom in here. It had the GRT logo. It's between the channel, and that's before you go. Do you have the GRT logo between the channel selector and the S meter?
Oh, yes. The old man in the wheelchair, or what do you want to call it? GRT. Is that a diode or something? And I'm not sure what all it's supposed to represent, but yeah, this definitely has that.
It took us years to figure out what that was, and Jim came up with the old man in the wheelchair because it looked like a guy, like one of those handicap placards. Somebody was in a wheelchair, and then that was an IV, like dripping IV into the person. So that's what we called it. And then someone, I don't know who was, said, "Wait a minute, general radio telephone. That's their little fancy way of doing general radio telephone." And it only exists. I think all the 11As have it. And I don't remember if the 12s have it, and only some of the 11s have it. So don't have any information on when they decided to add that, and who's to blame for that. Did somebody get extra pay in their check at General Radio Telephone? Anyway, you're sounding good on frequency, and a favorite radio for those of Burbank fame.
Yeah, and the picture you're showing is the picture of this very radio. So yeah, you can see all the goodies on it there. Again, thanks for letting me check it in, and we'll see ya.
All right, thanks. And who is it? Oh, Gary saying, Gary, I got one of those Super MC11As, modded it for 10 meter AM up in the AM window at 2900 to 29250. So if it had a multiplier crystal, it was synthesized, you could probably do that and move it up to like 2 megahertz or something. It would play there, a little tweaking and peaking. It's got nice audio. Boy, 10 AM. And Gary, let me know on this and let you. It's just been horrible. There haven't been hardly any signals at all on 10 AM, even when 10 is open. Not like the big signals we got. I used to talk to guys on converted CB sets all the time, so hopefully 10 a.m. will happen before 25 fades out. I mean, back in the day, Jim and Kevin and I, like on Sundays after Old Tube Radio Network, this had been in the 2000s, we would go up to 29085. We would go to 29085 and have a conversation and wait for people to kind of come in and say hello radio up on 10 meters. But I don't think any of us were using converted 11-meter radios. Anyway, Cliff, I wax poetic here, or maybe not. You are sounding good, and thanks for stopping by. Now, speaking of stopping by, let's head west again. SWL 56. Hello, Phil, over.
Well, hello, Dennis. I'd like to check in my Polytronics, Polycom, N as in November.
Yeah, they're Polytronics, and let me check the Rolodexes. I always get confused because they had N's and 8s and 4s, and I often get these wrong. So I'm going to bring up, there's an N8 channel and an N. I'm bringing up the N, which is a 4 channel. Which N do you have, over?
The 4 channel. It has as a name Polycom and a stylized N.
And there it is. Okay. Now this looks like an old tube radio. This is what you would expect to see on an old tube radio. Nice metal cabinet. It's got the convection cooling vents in it. They've got a speaker just screwed right into the front of the cabinet, and the nice, I don't know if those original knobs. What we're showing are white, or maybe white or cream colored knobs. It's got a pointer. Is that what you've got on yours?
Yes, the knobs are OEM, and so is the microphonium.
Nice. I'm seeing if we got another picture with a microphone. No. Polycom N. Let's see if we got any info on it. Okay, there was an N, which was the 4 channel. The N6 was a 6 channel, and the N12 was a 12 channel. So basically, you just got more click stops on your selector and crystal selections in there. Price in 1963, $189.50. So this was still under $200. This was competition to the General Telephone MC5, which I think was around $160, and some of the other ones. 4-channel crystal-controlled citizen band transceiver with, here we go. Here's the reason it was a little bit more. Nuvista RF stage, 17-tube performance. Interesting. Over.
Well, that's the meaning of the N, and then the Nuvista tubes.
Indeed. Let's zoom in on the stylized N for that Nuvista. So, a little extra thing. We've got the Polycom light. Okay, now here's two things. There's a light above the mic jack, and then there's the big light at the top. One of those for modulation, one of them for on. What has your experience been with those lights, assuming they work? Over.
Well, the light indicator above the microphone is a transmit modulation type indicator lamp. It flickers a little bit if I talk a little louder, it burns a little brighter. And then the larger light is an amber-colored pilot light. The radio's on.
Nice. All right. I mean, talk a little bit louder. You get a little louder. That has 11 tubes, 6 BQ5 in the final output, 6 BQ5 output modulator, 12X7, some 6-volt tubes. It will, it's 1963. So it looks like the 6 and the 12 channels would go 6-volt DC and 12-volt DC. It doesn't say anything about that one. You'd have to have a cord for it. But 64, 65, they started phasing out the 6-volt DC radios because I think most of the 6-volt systems in automobiles stopped in the mid-1950s. It's in Sam's Photofax CB3, so it's obviously an early radio, but that one is doing nice. Someone else who's got a Polycom, someone says they got the same knobs on their Polycom as well. So you've got a good deal. Take a transmission. We'll see where the channel 11 crystal is falling here on the frequency.
Well, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Not too bad. 84.8, so it hasn't drifted too far away. The question I have, did someone sort of pencil in the channel numbers and the little bubbles and the little areas? So how do you know when you're on channel 11?
That's correct. You take a marker of some sort, and just pencil in, mark in whatever crystals you bought for the radio.
Okay, and it looks like you could erase it or maybe put a little tag over that. So not bad at all. The Polytronics Polycom N. This was the budget model of the other radios, and I'm assuming that just you had to pay for an extra switch, and don't know if they had the crystals or not. I bet they probably came with one channel supplied, and then you had to put in the rest. I'm glad that channel 11 was in there. I want to say 73 Headphone Harvey is leaving, and a lot of people having to pull out early tonight because they've got things going on tomorrow. It is Father's Day. Foxman said that's a good keeper. I know some of these radios are a little bit on the rare side, and you never know. Steve Areno says he wants to use his HT37 on 11 meters. You can do that. Don't ask me how I know. Ask me how Net Control actually at one time had his HT37 up on 11. There's a crystal you have to change. We'll talk about that. So, Phil, looking good. Radio number 2. The Model N, the Nuvista is in there somewhere. I believe the Nuvista is it a metal? Have you pulled that cabinet off? It's sort of like a round metal tube or something, right? Or no, it's a small tube, right? I'm thinking of the Collins filter. The Nuvista is a tiny little tube, right?
I couldn't tell you, to be honest with you.
All right, I'll have to check Harvey if he comes better. I think the Nuvista was it was easy to tell because it was the smallest tube in there. From anybody do the math, it's got the calculator. 1963, you would have walked out the door $190, had this radio ready to go. It is 2026, and for free. From out of the goodness of his radio heart, Phil has brought it by to share with all of us here on the Old Tube Radio Network. Thanks, Phil.
Well, thank you, Dennis. I got 2 more I'm going to try to get on the air tonight. So back to OTR.
All right, we got plenty of room on the radio list. Before we do anything, the Jingle Singers are going to tell us about the place to be when it comes to what? When it comes to music, news, and your favorite radio.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? Greetings to you, wherever you are. For music and the latest news from home and from afar, the station for you is
OTR, Old Tube Radio.
The station for you is
OTR.
And we are standing by listening. Who is the station?
Hey, Dennis, 70, late check-in request, please, over.
All right, back to the control. Sorry about that. I have this second, and hopefully it'll be going away in a couple of weeks. I have this 1 second delay on my receive, so sometimes if you key quick, my receiver doesn't quite catch up. So we'll go to the big list here, the big chart, SWL70. Thanks for remembering the old Tube Radio Network, the place to be on Saturday evening, and you're sounding good tonight.
As are you. Thanks, man.
All right, and thanks for joining us. OTR listening. Listening to see if we have skipped. Sometimes you'll hear it. You'll hear the band change. I haven't seen if we've got any. Well, let me go to the DX map here. All right, DX map is refreshed. There's what we got. Nothing. Did you see it disappear? There's that weird. Oh, okay. Now it's showing me everything. Actually, we don't want that. We only want 28. So the purple, if it ever shows up again, will be, right now that's 160 meters showing up. So let's go into the view mode for the maximum usable frequency. I'm trying to get it to update for 28. It's not doing that. It doesn't look good anyway. We're listening.
Break OTR.
Wow, that is a that woke me up in the headphones. Go ahead, over.
Well, it should. It's the Buddy TX11B and the Buddy RC11B.
Wow, what a difference compared to the Polytronics, which was no slouch. And that audio is bright and loud and clear. So going to the Buddy bass. I believe I don't think it's that radio. I'm looking for the one. That's Paul's old radio. I'll bring this up first, then we'll see what we can find. But the Buddy TX11B, so transmitter, receiver, and speaker, right? So you got 3 pieces?
Yes, the speaker is a separate speaker with a nice illuminated on the air when the mic is keyed.
Nice. So they did one better than Browning, incorporated everything into the receiver box. This has got the receiver and the on the air, so that receiver's probably behind the glass on the air. Boy, you can hear. I'm hearing a snap. So when you key up, is there a nice big relay clunk going on?
I really can't hear it.
Wow, okay. It's a nice click. It gets your attention. Okay, here's thanks, Richard. Here's something about the new Vista. The new Vista tube, the 6DS4, was a small metal ceramic tube used in the RF front end of radios and TV tuners. 22 millimeters tall, not very tall, and gets very hot to the touch. So I guess we were both right. So let's look for the metal can, the small metal can, and if you touch it and can say, ow, you've got the new Vista. I don't believe there is a new Vista hanging out anywhere in the Buddy base. I'm looking to see if I had a tube complement for this. I don't. The picture we're showing has the panel lights installed. I think is that an aftermarket, because it looks like it sticks out the front of the radio and illuminates the S meter. That, I think, is an add-on, right?
Yeah, there's no external lamp type looking thing. Yeah.
Something either modified or extra. I'm going to see if I've got another 23 channel radio. Here we go. All right. Here's the ad for it. And that is more like what we're looking at. The outstanding CB Buddy, and I don't know why they came up with the Buddy, the base station. Lighted 23 channel Vernier slide rule tuning. Okay, so in theory, you've got a backlight on the receiver.
Yes, there's on the receiver. There's a backlight for the tuning, and as well as the meter itself. But there's nothing external that. Oh, I'm trying to think of the radio that I have that has that feature. It hangs out over the tuning dial, and that's on the Courier M something or other. Over.
Right, okay. 23 channel transmit capability. Install only crystals you desire. That might be the 12. Let's see. Hand wired and assembled for rugged, dependable communications. Receiver has 12 tubes. 17 tube performance. But it doesn't say it's got a new Vister. Double RF amplifier, 19 tune circuits. Although, if there was any criticism of this radio, it certainly wasn't on the transmit. It's always the receiver side. Everybody said the receiver wasn't up to par as compared to the transmitter, which is great. All aluminum construction, and it's the 5-tube transmitter with a 2. This is it, the 2E26 final, and a lot of these were modified with the 6LF6, and I'm assuming yours is not modified. If it is, you probably have the case off of it because the tubes don't fit.
No, it's, as far as I know, it's stock. And by the by, speaking of the new Vister tubes, at one time I had 3 of these radio sets, and one of them had, as I don't know if it was a company add-on, but I believe it was a factory option at one time, but it had 2 new Vister tubes that were on the back of the receiver.
Wow. Well, the Buddy was very modifiable, at least on the transmitter side. A lot of people would beef them up with the 6L6s and the audio and get pretty ridiculous. I like yours. It's got a nice the fidelity is really nice, and it's not overdone. It doesn't sound mushy at all. It's nice and loud. So I brought the S meter up. So we'll go back to you. People can see, because a lot of times you'll think, wow, that's like 20 over. And it's like, oh, it's an S7. It's just got good audio. And I'll also give you a crystal frequency check. We're talking to Phil. He's on the Marina Communications Buddy TX11B, RC11B. I believe that is the radio. And 3 pieces, transmitter, receiver, and on-the-air speaker light. Back to you.
Well, thank you, Dennis. I'm using an unamplified D104 type.
Yeah, if you had an amplified mic, you'd have to turn it way down, and I'd be hearing echo off the room. 270847. So again, pretty close to being on frequency. I don't think anybody would notice that. On the AM mode, and good looking. The set's tuned up really nice. Good forward movement on the meter during the modulation. And this was a radio. Didn't hear many of them, but the people that had them knew what they had. And so good to bring one by. Good little history from Marina Communications. There was also Autronics. Harvey has the story on the difference of why there were 2 separate items on that, both out of California, I think. But good to hear. I've never operated one, but you never know. I'm operating it with you. Thanks for bringing it by.
Thank you, Dennis, and I'm going to try to get one more before the time out. So back to OTR.
And hello, Joe 60. Come on in with the transmission.
Oh boy, I must have hit that one pretty quick. Sorry about that. Whoever else was in line there. A Mustang, isn't it? Talk on a Metrotech Mustang 2.
Mustang 2, not Mustang Sally, and not the automobile. There was a... where's my thing? There was a Mustang 2. That's sort of the Mustang that a lot of people didn't like, although it had its own style. Go into the Rolodex, but I think I have a really nice picture of the Mustang 2, and that is courtesy of SWL 223. So here it is. I'm bringing it up. Take a transmission. Cool looking radio. Over.
Here, Dennis, and while I got on the air just for a little bit there, I want to give a shout out to Kenny and Marsha out there in Oklahoma. Happy Father's Day, Kenny. We're always thinking about you guys. Dennis, my Mustang, for Kenny's behalf there, 7 tubes, 8 channels, if I'm not mistaken. I think I'm on channel 3 now. I would be channel 11. The rest of them, I don't have an idea.
Well, not that you were supposed to, right? This is Citizen Band. You're supposed to get in, and you're going to get your license, pay your $8, and get your other base station, your other mobile station is KO 8492 base to Unit 1. Pick up the loaf of bread. Over. And that was that's what the FCC thought was going to be happening with CB radio. Little did they know. And Brother Ron is saying, thanks for letting us join the nostalgia. Yeah, it is. Great to see how much engineering and manufacturing was going on across the USA back in the old tube days. And that's truly accurate. Go back to the 1930s and the 1940s, even the 1920s for automobiles. How many manufacturers there were of automobiles in different styles. And before they started dropping, by the wayside, and the big 3 and the big 4 and the big 5 automakers, and even in the late 50s when you started losing Packard and Hudson and Studebaker and Henry J. and Kaiser and all that. And so radios were the same way. If you go back to the early 60s, there are all sorts of manufacturers, all sorts of little gadgets and things that were in this radio but not in that radio, designs of where we're going to put the S meter or no S meter, how the speaker is. So it's really, I always compare this to classic cars. So this is our version of the Friday night classic cars at the hamburger stand. Here's a good one, Metrotech Mustang 2. In theory, this was a little bit fancier. It had an S meter. You had 23 channels on the tunable receive, so it wasn't just, buy a crystal and you're done. Although, transmit-wise, let me go up to the extreme picture here. You've got to buy your crystals and put in. You've got a possibility of 8 with an external socket. So what number, if you've got your glasses on, what number is channel 11 tonight? What number are we?
Now we're on channel 2. I have not moved that dial. It's on channel 2. I thought it was on 3. I have it mistaken with my other radio. Channel 2 would be channel 11 on this one. And there are 9, 11. I thought I had a clearer picture. 14. This tag is kind of old and faded. So you have to kind of help me out here a little bit. 14 and 23. I have on a tag in the front of the radio. The meter does work. The meter is lit. Real nice little meter. We're in vertical position. It does have your squelch, your volume, your tune, and the channel selector. Also a crystal switch and a spotter switch. And fairly nice little radio. The mic is original. It's like a sort of an eggshell white, I would think. I'm not too sure of the color of the mic cord and the radio, but they are similar.
Nice. I'll ask you a question before you go, and we'll check the frequency as well. On the spotter switch, at a close-up of that, there is a light above that. So my question would be, and I don't know if you spot, because if you only use it for channel 11 and you'd leave everything alone, you don't have to, but the spot is, of course, you're doing a low-level transmit into your receiver, so you can tune the receiver into the channel, your transmit channel. So does that light above the spotter switch, does it illuminate or something when you're spotting, or is that an audio light? I'm just curious what the light does. It's right above the spotter switch, so I'm thinking it might have something to do with that. Over.
Sure. It does do a little flickering. it does come on. When you first start the radio to the process to warm it up, the light comes on. As soon as you turn the dial on, the light appears by itself, and then it fades away, kind of showing that the radio is warming up. But in between, it's dark until I key up the mic. Like now, it's keyed up. Kind of acts like just to let you know that the radio is on.
Okay, that's probably what it's for. That doesn't have anything to do with the spotting. You probably watch your S meter or listen in for that. We'll go back to you. I'll bring the 4-bay picture up so we can see where your S meter is at. We'll do a frequency check. The Metrotech Mustang 2, and that is courtesy of Kenny, SWL69. So we might have heard Kenny on that, but I'm sure if he's watching the replay, he will be happy to hear the radio sounding good. Over to you for a transmission.
Sure he will.
Kenny, it's just for you, buddy. And doggone it, it's a fairly nice little radio. It's solid. And the illumination on the meter could be a little brighter, but it is what it is, I guess, for the year of the radio. As far as the microphone,
Like you say, it's stock. I hope the audio is okay. I thought about putting a power mic to it. I'm not sure how you receive it, but the cord comes out just left of the channel selector. It comes right out, no special connection, just cord runs right inside the radio wall.
Could be, don't need it. It might beef it up a little bit. Kick up the audio. I don't think that you're quite 100% modulated, but you're certainly not undermodulated, and the microphone doesn't sound like it has any anomalies, like it's got a bad crystal and I'm only hearing certain frequencies. So probably can leave it stock with no problem. This would be an interesting radio to have a scope waterfall, because as you key up, the carrier sort of slides down a little bit, and you can hear it. And I've left, if you're watching the replay, I left the 0 beat on. You can kind of hear the carrier wobbling and moving around as you talk. So classic tube radio stuff. That is the sound of a tube radio with a crystal warming up, saying, I think I can. Give me a direction I need to go. Channel 11, I'll see how good I can do. 27084.7, so not that far off of sounding good. Radio number, is it our third radio tonight? I think so. I want to include Dwayne's Tram 2 in this. He checked in at about 5 o'clock, sounding good from Idaho. I wish we were going to get some conditions before we sign out. We probably aren't. We're going to have Phil will jump in with another radio, and maybe we'll wake Harvey out of his nap. Metrotech Mustang 2, back to you, Joe, for another transmission, and thanks for bringing it by.
Dennis, for letting me key up this one. My pleasure on this end there for sure. Okay, we're going to get on out of here, and I thought there's somebody else said they wanted to check a radio in.
Yeah, that was Phil. I think he's going to come back with one, and also thanks to Robert for this. Always didn't have a very good photo of the Mustang 2, and then Robert came up with something out of his collection. Perfect lighting. You can see the microphone and a nice radio. I don't have a price point on this one, but I'm pretty sure it was in that range, that you had to decide, where we're going to get a new little portable color or portable black and white 19-inch console for the bedroom, or we're going to get that Mustang 2. So somebody got the Mustang 2, and you have it now in 2026. Thanks for stopping by.
47.
All right, we've got 256. Phil, step up to the microphone, and then 47. Don't go far away. We will be back to you in just a moment. Hello, Radio 56. Over. I heard him key up, so hopefully the radio didn't conk out. Phil, we're listening. Over.
And 20 is awake.
Okay, what I'll do, and I hear you, Harvey. Phil, if you're working on it, do so. Got plenty of time. Don't rush. Let's go over to Mike 47. Take a transmission.
Well, I want to make a comment about the numerous times I've tried to key up and nothing has happened to make Phil feel okay. Phil, join the club there. But I'm not in that club because I think this perhaps might be working from the Radio Lounge. A Robin T123, nothing else.
Well, yeah, it's got enough. Robin T123, I've got a great picture of that. A famous radio because, yes, it has the infamous Magic Eye tube where we're looking in the side of the tube on the front of the radio. Sounds good. It always does. That's been a pretty good considering how long you've been checking it in. It seems to like stopping by on a Saturday evening and saying hello. Radio, we will go back to you for a transmission on, we'll call it radio number 6. Over.
Okay. Unlike when you purchase something on eBay, there's a paper trail as to when you purchase it. I don't remember exactly when I did, and I don't know if SWO20 wants to comment on that, if he's got a date on that. But this was my first radio, or at least tube radio, in the lounge here. And I'm grateful to be using it. The older your kids get, the more you realize that perhaps you have to give up the privilege of the radio lounge because they have guests coming over and use the lounge as their staging area for whatever else they're doing. But I don't even know what they're doing because I don't care. It doesn't have anything to do with vacuum tube radios, which I'm using now. The Magic Eye tube on this has always been a delightful pleasure to view. What is it? 6 or 813. You might have just addressed that. It was the thing that drew me to this first radio, vacuum tube radio and lounge, and it never ceases to please me.
And our listeners as well. I'd love to see inside that radio because we're looking right into the side of that tube, and they have it near the front of the radio, and they've cut a little section out of the I call it the escutcheon, but it's the front of the panel, and then beveled it. And I think they also have a colored gel a little bit to add some color to that. And then for the people, if you're looking at the video, there's a illumination on the top and illumination on the bottom. As those come together in the center, that indicates. And this one is set up for modulation. You're close to 100% modulation. Some of the old RCA radios that had the Pac-Man style Magic Eye tube, that coming together of the illumination would indicate a stronger signal. So I guess it was a voltage thing or whatever, showing up saying you are maxed out. So that's what you're looking to do when you're talking to that radio, is to try and get those top and the bottom illuminations to meet somewhere in the center. I don't know what it does if you overmodulate, if it crashes and mingles or goes past each other, but whatever you're doing it right, and it sounds good. Back to you for transmission.
Thank you. And every time you mention that the Pac-Man style Magic Eye tube, which may be 6 ME5-ish, it always makes me think about your radio. It was not a reel-to-reel that you had that had the Pac-Man style vacuum tube on, was it?
Yes, it was a reel-to-reel, like a 5-inch, maybe it took 7-inch tapes. And I remember recording doing AM radio broadcast checks out of when I was living in L.A. back in the late 60s. I probably got any L.A. Lohman and Barkley fans, I probably got an air check from 1968 of Lohman and Barkley that nobody has. Now, whether the tape will play or not, I don't know. But that was always fun watching the Magic Eye tubes. You can tune in the sound. And then I have on my RCA wooden radio in the other room, that is on the signal strength. So when you tune in a station, you look to try and get, it's your S meter. You get that extra signal, and it'll bring the lights together. We got a couple of radios that want to check in, so we'll move along. But I want to do a frequency check on the Robin. I think, speaking of Robins, I'm on to you. Did you change to a different Robin? Over?
Yeah, it's called Gluttony on a Saturday night. One Robin is enough to satisfy, but then you got to go for more. And it's like you just don't need another one, but you just can't resist. It's like one of those little the individual payday bars that you get on Halloween. One's enough. It's just like 2 bites, but then you have to have another one. And that's what I'm doing right now. Yep, it's the Robin 123B, as in boo for you. You're not going to sneak another one in without me noticing.
Right, and I'm starting to hear some heterodyne in the background, so maybe the band is opening up. I swapped the picture. This is the 1972 to 1976 update, the Robin 123B. In theory-wise, this is probably a more powerful radio. It's plate modulated. It has a lot more features. The Panasonic chassis, you can't go wrong, but doggone it, they took out the magic eye tube. So it's like taking the fins off your Chrysler. Well, yeah, it's still, we improved it, right? But what happened to those fins? Looking good, sounding good. I've added the Robin T123 Bravo. I always can tell, because this one doesn't have quite the modulation that the other one does. So we've got them both in, no problem. The fans of Robins will be proud. Back to you for transmission. Then we're going to head over to Phil and see if he's got his radio working. So over to you, Mike.
Appreciate it, and again, there's no better way to spend a Saturday evening than to listen to these absolutely, positively, just awesome old tube radios. So thanks for all you do, and bravo to all the folks that are still using them. So 73 from the Radio Lounge.
And thanks. Yeah, I'm hearing some heterodyne coming in. Tom, you are correct. Real radios glow in the dark. 813 Patrol. Hello from the 8-foot-tall 813 rack. Fortunately, conditions aren't favorable to Portland. I was talking to Portland last night. That was on 40 meters, of course. And we were doing AM, believe it or not. There's we get on 40 meters group. On 72, we were at 7280, 7290, 7293, 95 here on the West Coast. So some good tube radio AM stuff. Let me get back to the control room, and we'll be calling Phil, 56. Did you do your kicks on that radio? Over.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
All right, it's kicking. Take a transmission and tell me what you got. Over.
Okay, well, I had to give it a spanking there. This is a Burstein Appleby. BA-23.
Great. Some of you might remember Lafayette, Radio Shack, and then another really great electronics place, Burstein Appleby. And yeah, they had a radio with their name on it. Sears had a radio with their name on it. Montgomery Ward's had a radio with their name on it. But here's the picture of the Burstein Appleby. And it's from Phil's collection. I love that speaker. It reminds me of a 45 turntable. Looks like we've got 23 channels and an S meter. So this is top of the line stuff. Take a transmission.
Yes. It's funny that you would mention names on radios, because you won't find Burstein Appleby's name on this radio. Just their logo in the snack center of the speaker.
And maybe they did that because it was easier to do the conversion. So me thinks that Burstein Appleby was not in the back making this radio, but what they were doing was talking to Regency or Olson. An Olson spotter. Anybody have a wherewithal to do a search for an Olson spotter 2? where it's got that separate transmit and receive, or like a Regency. But I think that's the Olson spotter, and this probably was made for them by Olson, and it was easy enough to make a couple of changes on the silk screen on the front and get that really nice BA logo, because they were proud of that huge, like you were looking up, on the face of Mount Rushmore logo. In fact, I'm going to do an extreme. Go to that. You can't really see it that well. Volume squelch, 23 channels tune. So is that a pain in the you-know-what to get on frequency, to get everything matching over?
Well, not really. Let's see, I was looking for, no, not particularly. It just, the meter can be functioned as a signal meter or as a modulation meter. And it, you can dial it in pretty easy by ear.
Nice, good signal. Let me go back to the radio, and if you told me I didn't write it down, I'm looking for because it doesn't show a microphone. Let me go in. Oh, the microphone. I thought that was an earphone. The microphone looks like a 1/4-inch phone jack. Is it one of those, like a TRS style mic jack over?
Well, it's a 1/4-inch phone jack type microphonium.
Wow, okay. And the microphonium that you have attached is what?
It's a non-amplified, unamplified D104, the same microphonium I used on the Buddy.
Wow, okay. Different sound for sure. Is moving the meter forward on the S meter, no problem with that. And interesting that it's not the style. And you're keying the same microphone, so you're not having to key the radio externally. When you press the microphone, the radio keys, right?
Oh yes, yeah, just like normal.
All right, as they say, key the microphone, no waiting. Radio number, that was number 5. I saved your spot there. Burstein Appleby, so they say. The BA 23. Let me click one more thing before we move on here and see what kind of information I have. Okay, the Metrotech, Colt, here we go. The Metrotech Colt 23, Burstein Appleby BA 23, and the Olson Spotter 23 look similar. Could it be that they are all the same and rebranded? And then somebody mentioning ITS HAA saying that Utica made some Olsons. So could it be a Utica? So Metrotech Colt 23, Burstein Appleby BA 23, and the Olson Spotter. I know it looks a lot like the Olson Spotter. While the meter and the control locations are the same amongst all listed models, the Metrotech Colt 23 has a different speaker grill than the others. So have to do some research on that. In the meantime, it's 2026, and does anybody really care? As long as it works. Thanks for bringing it by, Phil. Over.
Well, thank you, Dennis. I know the hour grows late, and Harvey's out there somewhere with some kind of a canine he wants to check in.
Yeah, I think so. So let me come back to the control room. Thanks for that. Mr. Nobody is hollering. He's trying to get in. And we have no conditions. At about 4:30, I'm talking to Dwayne in Idaho. That shouldn't be happening. The mini grass never really made it in tonight. We had Rob doing a gallant effort from Texas, and the band never opened up. Some stations said they were hearing us in the Midwest. And they might have been hearing us in Colorado tonight. And the Squamish boys, as usual, are out in the mobile with the big antennas, and nothing's happening. So I don't know. Name your conditions. So as soon as we get out of here, band will probably open, so don't go away. The Old Tube Radio Network, no, we're not going to the Jingle Singers. We need to get Harvey. Hello, Harvey. Over.
All righty. Okay, I'll do this kind of quick because I have to check in a second mic with this radio. It's the Courier 23 with the meter that pokes out from the face of the radio and has a range boost switch. This is the static hand mic number 525. Right now the range boost is off. And there the range boost is on. I do have the external modulator on, just in case. Anyway, I don't know if you're going to hear a hum. You might hear a little hum, especially with the external modulator on. And I'm going to turn the range boost off on the radio, and then I want to switch microphones.
Nice. I don't hear the AC note when the range boost is off. It could be there, but your audio gets a lot louder. But it's not bad. It sounds good with it off. I'm looking at the S meter. Still has a lot of forward movement. And obviously, since it's not noisy, you don't need the modulator. So you're hooking up microphone number 2, and IONETICX, Ionics meter on the Courier. You said it was the one that sticks out. So hopefully you got the microphone plugged in, and we'll listen for that. This is being recorded, by the way, of course, so you can always give yourself a radio check on the playback here on the Old Tube Radio Network.
Okay. The key up on this mic is a little iffy. There's my cough. Okay, range boost off. This is an amplified D104 turned up 1/4 with the radio's range boost off.
Sounds nice and clear. Sounds very good, actually.
Alrighty. Okay, range boost on. Amplified D104. Just turned up 1/4. How we do? Oh, by the way, general radio telephone microphones. Early radios had the metal ones, metal square waffle mics. Then you have what Cliff has, I think, is the small square little microphone, CM3. I've got 1 or 2 of those. Also, they made the rounded teardrop mic, and that was made by Euphonics. And I'm looking at 5 different of those microphones. An ECI mic, I don't know, what is this here? An ECI mic, a Regency mic. I think this one went on a Polycom. They all look the same, but color-wise, one's black, one's cream color, and one's gray. Okay, so there you go. They all look the same. None of them say Euphonics on the back, except for the ECI mic. Now, the ECI mic, one that's going with this radio, even though this is an ECI radio, a Courier, it just happened to be here. The mic that goes with this radio is the Astatic 525, and on the front, it does have the ECI logo. Okay, that was a long key down. If you tried to do frequency, I might be just a hair low on your testing gear. What do you think?
All right, nobody asked me what I think. I don't know what I think. Sounds good. When you go to the range boost on the radio, it is actually adding some low frequencies. It's almost as though they've rolled off. When you have the range boost out, they've rolled off some of the low frequencies. Because each time it brings out the low frequency. And I'm just wondering if that's what's causing the AC or the 80, 60 hertz, whatever it is, 120, to show up a little bit, because it's being rolled off when you don't have the range boost on. Maybe it's there or whatever, but when you turn that range boost on, a big difference. It's not just louder. There's low frequencies that are happening. I'm listening in a wide here, and I can hear that, but it's not bad. The other thing I would ask is there an adjustment? It's a switch on off, but internally is there some type of gain control? I would almost say that the range boost is turned up too high when it's on. And that could be adding some of the extra gain that's picking up the low frequency. Almost like if there was a way to back down the range boost gain, it might actually sound a little better. It doesn't sound bad, but you might get less low frequency note. When I did the zero beat during your old buzzard transmission, as we say back in the AM days, you were about 100 hertz high. I had to go up to 2708 and more. So there you go. Over.
Okay. Well, I've been playing with this thing for I don't know how long to get the hum out of it. A couple of ceramic caps were bad. I changed all the power supply caps just in case. I had to put a new 6EU7 mic gain audio amp tube in, not a 12AX7. They use a 6EU7 with a 6BQ5 modulator and a 6BQ5 final. Now in the Sam's PhotoFax, those tubes are 6AQ5s. So I don't know what to say about that. So trying to work around figuring out what's wrong was a big problem. I can actually, since I did a lot of experimenting, lower the range boost by putting in a filtering cap at a certain point, but I'm not going to do that because all you got to do is lower the gain on this amplified mic. Right now it's at 1/4, and he's going to put an amp mic on it, not this one. This is my mate put together at the last minute for couriers amplified D104, so I'm holding on to it. But he'll put an amplified D104 on, and he can go from there. Also, there he is. Scott just says, let's hear it without the amplifier. Oh, great. Hang on, Dennis. I got to reach down, turn off the amp.
All right, I'll go back to the S meter to see that it turns off, and we'll see what it sounds like. And ITSHAA, thanks for your input on this. It mentions, and you probably know, Harvey, the modulation pod on the Courier is usually on a terminal strip inside the radio in the area just behind the channel selector. But the audio sounds good, no matter what microphone you have. It's nice and clear and punchy, and there isn't any buzzing or clicking. I just noticed when you have the range expand on the radio, it does bring in some low frequencies. All right, now you're going to be less RF, but more audio flavor. Go ahead.
Okay, there we go. More audio flavor, I guess. I'm going to change this adjustment here. Oops, I'll switch. There we go. Range boost is off. Amplified D104 up 1/4, range boost off. And there's the range boost on. Anyway, a lot of the AC, excuse me, AC hum is caused by an AC relay in the radio, okay? That's what's causing it. Now, if I take the radio out of its case, plug in the hand mic, the audio connection is wired straight through to the element. It does not go through the relay. So technically, the element is live all the time. If I reach in and key the radio from at the back of the mic plug from ground to the key up wire, no hum whatsoever. Okay? Explain that to me. Anyway, but through the mic cord, you get a little. So I've got a special mic cord on the D104. It seems to cut it down a little bit. Oh, there's range boost on. Anyway, AC relay. I looked it up and I tried to figure out how to change it to DC, and I can't do it without adding more parts than I want to, plus I don't have 2 or 3 of the parts that it recommends you put on to change the AC relay so it works on DC. Now, if I took the AC relay out and put a DC relay in and put just a 2-part a diode and electrolytic cap, I'd be fine. But I didn't want to do that. Plus, Scott, who's getting this radio, is an audio engineer of sorts. He does a lot of audio work. So he said he'll take care of it. So there you go. So I'm waiting to see if Scott's sending me another message. No, not another message. Just without the amplifier. There you go, Dennis.
All right, someone mentioned your signal went down, and that's true. We had Harvey had a 1-tube amplifier in there, and it's a big difference. It's like S4 up to about an S8, so it's a 4S, 3 to 4S units. It's quite a difference. So you're not full quieting, but the audio sounds good. The audio is never bad on that, even with or without the radio range boost. But there is a difference. It's almost like you plug in a different microphone. They're either adding some type of mid or low frequency component, or they're rolling it off. When you turn it off, they're taking it away, because it changes noticeably on the on the equalization, but it's loud and it's clear. So if somebody wants to do, I want to say hi-fi audio with that, that's a good radio to do that. It looks like it's going to pass everything you want to do. So with or without that, and that's my guess. There might be a low-level hum, but it's being amplified when you add the extra RF flavor. So not a problem. And like I said, it's very close to being on frequency. It's maybe a little bit high, about 100 cycles, but not a problem. Over.
Okay. Let's see. Scott answered me back. Hang on here. Let me look. Says it sounds healthy. And, okay. That was his last message. I can only go back one message on my watch. Anyway, I mess with this a lot, and everybody that's heard it, range boost on and off, has said the same thing. Even with the D104, it adds lows to the radio. Now, the problem is the schematic lists this radio with an internal pot for the modulation, okay? And it's hooked up in a different spot than the range boost switch. And this range boost switch is hooked up in a different spot than the Robin range boost switches and the other radios that have range boost, okay? Switches. So this one's hooked up in its own unique way, and I can't tell if anybody's really messed with it, taken something out or put something in, because it's not in the schematic. I do have another Courier 23 out in the garage. Looks just like this one, but it's the one in Sam's. It's the one without the range boost switch. So if I have some time, I will bring that in, check that radio out, and see how well it works, and see if it's got the AC relay in it. Now, the next model up from this is the Courier 23 Plus, and it's got a DC relay in it with rectifier diodes and electrolytic capacitor, bringing the AC from the heaters up to the relay, and they rectified to DC. So, there you go. Don't know why they did AC, But if all these radios have that little hum, then maybe that's why they scrapped the AC relay and went to DC.
Maybe. Don't know. But again, just what you're doing here and like I said, not full quieting, but your signal's kind of strong. I don't hear it at all. It just gets amplified with the external amplifier. Unless they're doing some trickery when you switch the range boost on it, routes the audio through some different coupling capacitor or it changes the value somewhere. I mean, that's sort of a trick for the hi-fi guys. It's like, let's change a couple of the coupling caps to a little bit more low frequency in, and then you're up to your own to see if it's letting the wrong kind of low frequency in. You're going to be radio number 8 tonight. We talked to Dwayne. I talked to Dwayne probably about 4:30 or 5 when the band opened up. As I was testing the radios, he said hello. He had the Tram, I think it's a Titan 2. That was what I heard. It sounded great. Sounded nice and loud on the 30 seconds that we had. I was hoping he would jump in or be able to jump in tonight, but I don't think the band conditions are going to change. So back to you. If you got one more or anything else you want to do, and then we're going to get out of here because it's super late. A lot of people have had to drop off tonight since it's Father's Day tomorrow, and they've got things going on. And let's see, the 23, this is a 23. The 23 Plus has the new Navistar like the Royale. So this was... I think there were 3 levels. I remember the advertisement with the 23 as your affordable get on the air, 23 Plus with some extra stuff like the Navistar and the Courier Royale, which is the one they made for the CEO. Over to you.
Okay. I've got the modulator on, external. What they did was make a couple of different models of this particular radio. This is one. I've got the other one in the garage. And then in storage, I might have a third one where they stuck the meter flush with the face of the radio. Anyway, but I will check out the other one in future shows. We'll kind of go over what the difference is, I guess. But anyway, so that's where we're at there. This is already sold, already going up to Northern California to Scott. And Scott said check him in. Scott in Magalia, Northern Cal. I don't know if he's got a number, but he kind of wants to know. Well, he did ask me a while back how to get a number. I don't know if he gave him one or not. But anyway, he's up there. So, anyway, this one and the Pierce Simpson Guardian 23 are going up to him. Alrighty, one more radio, and I'll be on it in about 10 seconds.
Switching the coax from the Courier 23 with the meter that sticks out. I think Evel Knievel said that's the Ionetics. And then Harvey was saying there was possibly some other meters that didn't. I mean, maybe they just pushed them back on the case or was made by somebody different. The Old Tube Radio Network, a good time for us to revisit the Jingle Singers one more time before we sign out here tonight.
You're tuned to
OTR, Channel 11,
right here in
Fresno, California.
Stay with us
Old Tube Radio.
and be modern.
And how modern can you be, Harvey? Over.
Yeah, check in the Beagle. With the D104 with the Browning medallion on the back of the head of the D104, yes. Which came with this radio, actually. Along with a 180 came with this radio. And it was found at a garage sale in Fresno, in the garage. Okay. Catch you next week, Dennis.
Okay, I think I will be here. It's probably going to be 110 degrees in the shack, but it's nice. We had a nice couple of days. So it was good to be around, and hopefully Scott will be on. He sounds like he's in maybe a possible skip zone if we get some of that short skip. Dwayne is in. Who else is in there saying hello? I wish we would have had some skips tonight. Hello to the Squirrel Chronicles, 813 Patrol. Is it going to be out there? Yeah, we might try 40 meters. I probably should change some things around before I do that, but I do want to do some counting and amounting and get out of the air chair for just a little bit before we do any of that. Any other stations before we sign off tonight? I'm just waiting to see if we heard some carriers coming in earlier, but don't hear anything. All right, let's give the fanfare. Where did the fanfare go? That's always helps me to get out of here.
Ladies and gentlemen, time now for the current OTR totals.
Current final totals. Go back to the control room. Thank you, Mr. Announcer, and the jingle singers and all of that. Eight radios tonight. I don't have check-in totals. We are on the new 8-week roster, and again, you don't really have to have, be on any list or have any number to check in. If you got a radio, that's great. The little chat window works well, so not a problem there. But there are a few. We just re-up the list. So were you to want to get on, I'll have a few that can be assigned out because we recycle them. If you don't check in for a couple of months, we hand them out again. Otherwise, there would be 10 million. How many people have we checked in? Maybe we have 1 million radios. When we have 1 million radios, balloons are going to fall from the ceiling here. Radios tonight. It looks like the Robin was the most heard manufacturer. Started with a General Radio Telephone Super MC11A from Cliff, a very popular radio here in the Central Valley, and one when we do an annual review of what was the most radio heard. General Radio Telephone is always in the top 3. The Polycom N, probably one of our rarest radios tonight, one of the earliest radios from 1962 or 63. Thank you, Phil, for that. Thank you for jumping into the collection tonight. We always enjoy that. Also, the Buddy TX11B, RC11B Marina. That was Marina Communications, or Autronics, one of the two, but it was the 3-piece Buddy. Can't make those sound bad, ever. The Metrotech Mustang 2. What a beautiful radio. Entry level. The $150, $180. So I bet they sold a lot of them, but still not a lot of them around. But thanks, Joe, for bringing that by. Phil brought the Burstein Appleby BA23. Is it an Olson? Is it a Metrotech? Is it all of the above? And how many of you still have? Open that drawer. It's really hard to open and see if your Burstein Appleby catalog is still in there. Robin T123 and the T123B, back-to-back Robins from Mike. Thanks for. I hope the festivities went well. And you mentioned, and I forgot to comment. You mentioned losing the radio room. You'll have to do what SWL52, what Aaron does. He has already lost all the rooms, so he has a very large closet that he has sort of redone with the cabling going in the windows and the multi-level racks and the power coming in there, and made his own little, what is it, 10 square foot, is that right? 8 square foot Radio Shack. Works pretty good. You don't get bothered. You've got your own spot, so let them party on in the old radio room and do something like that. I started on a card table. I may have a shot. We have a shot from OTR from like 35 years ago, and I swear it's like I'm on a card table or something. But anything you can do to get yourself on the air. Let's go to the Courier 23 was radio number 8, and then the Browning R68 T68, the Eagle. There'll be the Golden Eagle, the radio between the Eagle and the Mark II from Harvey. So 73, everybody. I hope all you dads and fathers out there have a great day tomorrow. I'm not sure if I got this tie for Father's Day. I still have it. My dad probably got this jacket from Father's Day, and it works well. And the pocket protector, who knows, from SNH Green Stamps. Have a good evening, everyone, from your Old Tube Radio Network.
Good night. Good night.
Good show, Dennis.
And if I didn't add to the radio list, we did have 10 radios. I'm putting the Tram. And if you're still on, was it the Titan 2 that you checked in? If I was thinking, I would have recorded you on the Audacity input and then played it back. I mean, we only had 2 or 3 hits on that contact in about 20 seconds. One of them you were really loud, and then things faded out. So add to that the Tram Titan 2 sounding really nice from Idaho when the band isn't supposed to be open. I've noticed that during the day on 10 meters and 12 meters, it's open along the West Coast, all the way up through Oregon, Washington, and British Columbia. So don't be a stranger to your DXing when you think the band could be closed. And it's hot in here, so I'm going to jump out maybe, I don't know, 10 or 20 minutes. I might hook up the other radios and we'll jump up to 40 meters and see if it's open tonight. Kevin and Campbell, thanks. I was wondering, went to the YNC and I'm thinking I should know where it was at. So we might hear you on 40 where you'd have that. Evil Knievel in Chicago, thanks for the information and all the good photos. And what else? That's it. The Old Tube Radio Network saying 72 plus 1. Over. Yeah, good old. Wake those guys up in Idaho.